Hi, I'm Matthew McFarlane. I am a first year biology student with an extensive knowledge of biology, physics, and to an extent mathematics. I do not claim to know anything or everything biologically accurate. However, I have a passion for the field and I'd like to share my opinions on videos such as these that we'll look at. If you like the video, please wouldn't you mind dropping a like and a sub? I would really appreciate it. If you dislike the video, let me know that down below how I can improve. Let's do this.
Tattoos are inside your immune system, literally. With each very tasteful piece of art, you
Sometimes not so tasteful.
kickstart a drama with millions of deaths, grand sacrifices, and your immune system stepping in to protect you from yourself.
I mean, I can only imagine this because tattoos are literally foreign bodies, like it's foreign ink. What is tattoo ink made of, actually? I have no idea. I have no idea. I assume, I don't know, I'm not going to make assumptions, but there would definitely be an immune response. We all know that's why inflammation occurs. Tons of red and white blood cells flow to the area that has been damaged. That's why when you stub your toe or you get cut or stuff, it swells up. It's an immune response and it gets warm as well. You develop a fever so that the immune system can actually, through that heat that is produced, it can kill those cells or those pathogens, sorry.
Let's give you a tattoo and zoom in to see what happens.
I wouldn't mind getting a tattoo of my dog, honestly. Like, despite everything I've just said, like, if I were to get a tattoo, it would probably be of my dog. Love her so much.
Inside your skin. The conveyor belt of death.
The conveyor belt of edginess. Wow, dude.
Your skin has to solve a huge problem. It's your largest organ and has the most direct contact with the world around you.
A lot of people, this used to be a trick question back in the day. Like, people ask, what is the largest organ? And people would answer the liver. But no, your skin is an organ. It counts as an organ. And it is one of the most important, or probably the most important organ in your body. I don't think you'd be able to survive without skin. Your liver at least can regenerate. But without skin, you've seen a burn victim, right? It's not fun.
Trillions of microbes, dirt, insects, and vermin can't be allowed to get inside you. But your skin is also constantly damaged by you moving through the world.
Just as another side note, there's no such thing as an aseptic environment. When you use isopropyl alcohol or a similar disinfectant slash antiseptic to disinfect your skin, number one, it only kills 99% of the germs that are there. There are some germs that remain, so it's not completely antiseptic. In addition, people think that you're clean when you get out to the bath or shower. As soon as your body hits the air, it is covered with millions of billions of pathogens once over, and your skin is the organ that's protecting you from that.
Your body solved this by making your skin a conveyor belt of death. All the skin you see is actually dead stuff. The alive part of your skin cells begins around 1 millimeter deep in the skin industrial complex.
1 millimeter deep. That's actually quite. Now that I think of it, I knew basically everything you see here. This is all dead skin. This is all dead skin. This is all dead skin shedding. As I'm tapping the space bar right now, skin cells are coming off. Right? How is my skin not disintegrating? As you can probably see in this picture, constant mitosis is going on, which allows those cells, those basal cells right here, to duplicate and push up more and more and more. It's a constant. So I can see what they mean. Use conveyor belt of death is kind of. I love that term.
Stem cells constantly clone themselves, producing new skin cells that begin a journey from the inside to the outside. Each new generation pushes the older ones further up. As your skin cells mature, they interlock with each other and produce lamellar bodies, tiny bags that squirt out fat to create a waterproof coat that closes any gaps between them. And then they dry out and kill themselves, merging together into inseparable lumps.
Wow, I did not know. I mean, now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense. Our skin is waterproof, and what repels water? Lipids. But I was not aware of that process. I have heard of lamellar bodies before, though, but I did not know. So, just to give you some context, most of your skin is covered in fat. No, no, no. Yeah, those basal cells. These are the these are the basal cells. These are probably, I'm guessing, the ones that have the fat. And these are your outer skin cells that are dead and are shedding off constantly. At least what I would expect.
This wall of dead corpses is consistently pushed upwards. Up to 50 layers of dead cells cover your whole body and are constantly replaced by new cells moving up. Every hour, you shed around 200 million dead skin cells and all the dirt or bacteria that are stuck to them. Tattooing.
Ah. I didn't think about that because, obviously, as I previously stated, you're constantly covered with millions of pathogens. The immune system can obviously fight these pathogens when they're inside your body, but the shedding of skin cells also, in a way, serves as, dare I say, part of the immune system, because the shedding of those skin cells, as they said, kicks off all the bacteria on your skin constantly. So that's interesting.
This part of your skin would be useless as nothing would that are stuck to them. Tattooing this part of your skin would be useless as nothing would stick around.
You might as well write on yourself with a pen or use henna. Henna goes a little bit deeper, which is why it lasts longer, but it's still not a tattoo.
We need to go deeper. When the fleshy world explodes, below the conveyor belt of death lies the dermis. It's full of structural tissue and cells, tiny blood vessels, sensory cells that report to nerve endings, the roots of your hairs, sweat glands regulating your temperature, and of course, loads of immune cells.
You see why I say the skin is an organ now? It's not just a layer, it's an organ. Immune cells obviously circulate throughout your body constantly, looking for pathogens and fighting them. You really should appreciate your immune system a lot more than you do.
Guarding your flesh right below the moving border wall. This region and below is where your new tattoo will go.
Ouch.
Okay, ready?
YOLO.
The world explodes.
Oh.
Half a dozen monoliths the size of
Seizure warning. Sorry.
skyscrapers slam through the 50 layers of dead cells deep into the dermis, ripping huge holes into the skin, only to retreat and smash through the tissue again about twice a second. Tens of thousands of cells are violently killed right away, ripped into pieces, or damaged beyond repair. Luckily, you did your research and chose a responsible tattoo artist who properly disinfected their tools and your skin.
Please do this. Please do this. You don't want to live with Hep C for your entire life. Get a tattoo artist. Even if it's expensive, you do not want to live with a lifelong liver disease or some other kind of disease, because you're literally being, like, your skin's being penetrated, right? So you want to make sure you are getting the top of the top of the top care possible from this tattoo artist. Also, I wanted to say, this is where, if you will excuse my language, this is where the shit really starts. Because when dead cells, when the immune system, for lack of a better term, when they are attracted by the scent of dead cells, the immune system comes in and tries to act. And I can only imagine that this kind of damage would cause a massive immune response. In addition, it would probably divert attention from other diseases that you have. So I can imagine that getting a tattoo while sick would not be the best for you, because your immune system is already under strain and now you're giving it more strain because it does not know what the hell is going on.
Into pieces or damaged beyond repair. Luckily, you did your research and chose a responsible tattoo artist who properly disinfected their tools and your skin. But but you only ever get 99.9% of all bacteria, and some of the survivors made it into your flesh. To put it mildly, your immune system is not amused at all. All the death and destruction wakes up hundreds of thousands of macrophages in your dermis that rush into the open wounds to defend you.
So macro, I think, meaning large, because as you can see, these cells are quite large compared to the other ones you'll see. Phage, meaning eat. Phagocytosis is the term for when these macrophages stick out their little tentacles, and they're basically, like, think of an amoeba as a comparison. If you don't know what an amoeba is, look up. They'll basically just spread out and like gobble up whatever it can.
Immediately, they start killing bacteria, release chemicals that call for reinforcements, and order your blood vessels to open up and make your dermis swell up with fluid. But worse than the hundreds of wounds and a few invaders is the tidal wave of chemicals that flood
Tidal wave? Zoink? Question mark?
your tissue.
If you don't get that reference, don't worry.
Tattoo ink can be made from hundreds of substances.
This is the question I have. Wait.
But worse than the hundreds of wounds and a few invaders is the tidal wave of chemicals that floods your tissue. Tattoo ink can be made from hundreds of substances. Some may even be toxic or carcinogenic.
Jesus.
Most are from heavy metals like lead, nickel, or chromium dissolved in distilled water. The battlefield is now a wild mix of dead cell parts, a few panicked bacteria, blood and bodily fluids, platelet cells trying to close wounds, more and more fresh immune cells, and the flood of tattoo ink.
The complexity of the human body is just so amazing. Like, to think that all of this just came from a single cell, a single prokaryotic cell, and over about 4 billion years, which is a time scale we can't, as humans, we can't think on these time scales. But on the phase of, I see, what are these called again? Neutrophils, I think. These guys are scary. These guys can actually kill you. They are ruthless. I think they're going to talk about that as well. But the complexity of the situation and the fact that the body is able to handle it so well after millions of years of evolution is absolutely crazy. Us as modern humans have existed for basically a blink. We've existed for a jiffy compared to the age of the earth or the age of life. Because life appeared on earth pretty early, to be honest. And there have been some, if I may take a quick tangent, there have been some discoveries made by the James Webb Space Telescope that indicate that, let me just think now. Basically, CH3, methane, carbon likes to create 4 bonds. Obviously, it's in the 4th row on the periodic table. However, you can get a methyl cation, I think it's called. And we used to think that these methyl cations, I'll put one on screen if I'm not lazy enough. These methyl cations are destroyed by UV rays. However, JWST has since discovered that this is not the case. And this might help provide an explanation as to why life developed so early in the earth. Because methyl cations are a crucial part of life. They're a crucial part in the process of life developing.
On the scale of your cells, clumps of ink particles are huge.
Yeah.
If you were the size of a cell, they'd range from big dogs to small office buildings. Your immune system has one main job. Identify what is not you and smash it until it's dead. The macrophages are desperately trying to do that. Like tiny octopuses, they extend arm-like structures and begin pulling the ink particles inside. Usually, when a macrophage has eaten an enemy, it showers it in acid to dissolve it.
Wow, I did not know that. I mean, they have to destroy it in some way. They just can't keep taking on and on and on more bacteria and just keep them inside of them. They have to destroy them, and then I guess those cell parts have to be excreted from the cell.
But this doesn't work with the ink. They try, but nothing works. The particles don't react in any way. And this is just the particles small enough to be devoured.
Ooh.
By now, the larger chunks are surrounded by thousands of your structural skin cells and macrophages that are nomming on them, bathing them in acid and attack chemicals, trying to destroy and kill them.
And remember, this does not just bathe the invader. with acids. It bathes your body and your bloodstream with acids, which is why when you get sick, you feel like shit. Because the immune system is not only fighting the infection, it's fighting you too.
But they're not moving even a tiny bit. Nothing works. Finally, your immune system has to concede. It will not win this fight, so it does the next best thing, not lose. Your cells don't know how dangerous these metals and chemicals are, but they can at least not
I thought I was buffering for a second. What?
let them spread around. So they just stay in place. They vacuum up all the particles they can fit into their bodies and surround the larger ones, trapping them in the only prison they can build, themselves. Bit by bit, the ink inside thousands of tiny wounds moves inside millions of immune cells that freeze in place forever. On the outside,
Forever? I hope they address that word forever, because it is not forever. Tattoos fade.
you don't notice any of this. Your new tattoo is fresh and the colors are vibrant. Your skin hurts and is irritated and swollen. But wounds heal, tiny holes close, dead cells are replaced. Bit by
Time heals all wounds.
bit, the conveyor belt of death does its job, shedding dead cells ripe in color, replacing them with fresh and clean ones. Your tattoo becomes a little less vibrant now the ink is no longer on your skin, but inside it. But what you're really seeing is millions of your macrophages sitting in your dermis, patiently holding the ink in place, protecting your body from poison. Your immune system is why your tattoo is forever.
Again, that word forever, and again, another cringy tattoo that's probably gonna be removed within a decade. I hope they address this forever word. I'm not gonna address it myself. I hope they address it.
Actually, nothing is forever.
Thank you.
Over time, your macrophages get old and die, and new ones come in to gobble up the ink and keep it in place. But sometimes a tiny bit of ink escapes. Most of it is recaptured and locked in place, but not always the exact same place. You notice that as your tattoo fades out a bit and turns less sharp and crisp at its edges.
I'm sure you
Some of the ink escapes the tattoo entirely. It rides fluids flowing from your tissue and spreads around your body. Another reason why tattoo ink should ideally not be poison.
Ideally, no regrets. Wait, I wanna. I'm sorry, that joke just. No regrets, really? Come on, who is doing this to themselves?
Tattoo entirely. It rides fluids flowing from your tissue and spreads around your body. Another reason why tattoo ink should ideally not be poison.
Yeah, but as they said, some of the materials in tattoo ink may even be carcinogenic. So this might pose a cancer risk. I'm not a doctor, but this might pose a cancer risk.
Your immune system also kind of doesn't want you to remove tattoos. To do that, usually the ink is shot at with lasers, which heats up the particles until they break into smaller chunks, cooking your brave macrophages in the process. With every round of lasering, more of your tattoo is broken down and carried away by fluids. But also, every time, new macrophages rush into the tattoo to lock the ink in place.
The poor souls, they're doing so much just so you can have a little semicolon to express your feelings, or a little serotonin molecule. Your immune system goes through so much. I feel bad. I mean, yeah, these aren't conscious entities, but damn, bro.
So, maybe think about it carefully. Get the name of your new thing tattooed. But
What? Both of. Oh no, dude. Oh no. This is why I'm never getting a tattoo. Unless it's of my dog or a dead relative, I'm never getting a tattoo. Oh my goodness. Amongst many other reasons, as previously stated.
New macrophages rush into the tattoo to lock the ink in place. So, maybe think about it carefully before you get the name of your new bay tattooed.
Oh, I just realized she's sweating. Oh, this girl with her hands sweating up, and then she sees this. How's she reacting?
But if you've got one, you can directly see your immune system protecting you. This is how much your body loves you, which is kind of sweet. And while tattoos are probably not that big of a deal for your body if applied correctly, you now know about the struggle going on inside your skin and the sacrifice of your macrophage buddies, only for you to have that art forever.
Damn, I feel like there's gonna be where the ad starts. Let's just watch that last part again. Sorry, I lost my train of
Know
thought.
about the struggle going on inside your skin and the sacrifice of your macrophage.
So these macrophages obviously are transparent because how else would you see the tattoo? So this is what they mean when it's inside their immune system. Pardon me. I thought what they were meaning was that your tattoo exists within your lymph system. If you didn't know, you have a circulatory system, but you also have a system of vessels throughout your body which carry lymph fluid. I might be completely wrong. Please do not quote me on this. And this is basically how the immune system. So you technically have two like blood systems flowing throughout your body. Technically.
Phage buddies, only for you to have that art forever.
Poor macrophages.
To appreciate your amazing immune system, you have to know about it first. And the same goes for anything going on in our universe.
Brilliant.
To help you with that, we've created a series of lessons to take your scientific knowledge.
Okay, I thought it was going to be a brilliant ad. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I provided sufficient context and insight on this. I know this might have been a bit long and I paused a lot, but that was only just to avoid copyright and so I can actually contribute to the video instead of sitting here and just watching it. So thanks guys for watching. As I said, if you like the video, drop a like, drop a sub. If you did not like the video, please let me know what I can do better. I am always looking to improve. Thank you and have a blessed new year.